Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We are continuing to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 7. We just finished the pastime of Trinavrat. Then we are hearing that after 1 year of Krishna's appearance, and one day he's sitting with Mother. I'm sorry, we finished Shakatasur, not Trinavrat. We're just beginning with Trinavrat. That Krishna suddenly became so heavy as the universe, and Mother Yashoda had to put him down. Daityo namna Trinavarta
Daityo namna trinavartaha
Kamsa Bhritya Pranoditaha
Sankadhrityaha pranoditaha
Chakravata Swarupena
Chakravata Sarupena
Jaha Arasinam Arbhakam.
Jahara Sri Arbhakam.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. While the child was sitting on the ground, a demon named Trinavrat, who was a servant of Kamsa's, came there as a whirlwind at Kamsa's instigation and very easily carried the child away into the air. Krishna's heaviness was unbearable for the child's mother, but when Trinavrata came, he immediately carried the child away. This was another demonstration of Krishna's inconceivable energy. When the Trinavrat demon came, Krishna became lighter than the grass so that the demon could carry him away. This was Ananda Chinmaya Ras, Krishna's blissful transcendental pleasure. So Mother Yashoda was feeling, oh, baby Krishna, as heavy as the universe, put him down. Then, when Trinavrat is coming, he is making himself as light as grass, so he can easily be carried away. Gokulam Sarvam Avranvan.
Gokulam Sarvam Avranvan
Moshnam Chakshum Shirenubihi.
Mukshan Chakshum Shirenubihi
Irayan Sumahagora.
Irayan Sumahora
Shabdena Pradisho Dishaha.
Shabdena Pradisho Dishaha
Covering the whole land of Gokul with particles of dust. That demon, acting as a strong whirlwind, covered everyone's vision and began vibrating everywhere with a greatly fearful sound. Trinavratasur assumed the form of a whirlwind and covered with a dust storm the whole tract of land known as Gokul, so that no one could see even the nearest thing. Like a whirlwind comes, like a tornado, and then you can't see anything. It's all dusty, everything is covered and circling. The eye of the storm is like just circling. So, Muhurtam Abhavad Goshtam
Muhurtam Abhavat Pushtam
Rajasa Tamas Avritam
Rajasa Tamasa Avritam
Sutam Yashoda Napashyat
Sutam Yashodhana
Tasmin Nyastavati Yataha.
Tasmin Nastyatvat Yataha
For a moment, the whole pasturing ground was overcast with dense darkness from the dust storm, and Mother Yashoda was unable to find her son where she had placed him. Napashyat kaschanatmanam
Na Pashyat Kasyat Atmanam
param chapi vimohitaha.
परं चापि
विमोहितः
Trinavarta nisrishtabhih
तृणावर्तानिष्टाभिः
Sharkarabhir upadrutah.
शर्कराभिः उपादृतः
Because of the bits of sand thrown about by Trinavarta, people could not see themselves or anyone else, and thus they were illusioned and disturbed. Iti karapavanacha krapam shuvarshe
इति खरापावनचकृपां
कृपाक्षु वर्षे
sutta padavim abala vilakshya
सुता पदवीं विलासिष्यमाता
ati karunam anusmaranti ashochat
अतिकरुणम्
अनुस्मरन्ति
अनुस्मरन्ती
अशोचत्
bhuvi patita mritavat saka yatha kau.
भुवि
भुवि पतितामृतवत्सका
पतितामृतवर्षायथागौ
Because of the dust storm stirred up by the strong whirlwind, Mother Yashoda could find no trace of her son, nor could she understand why. Thus she fell down on the ground like a cow who has lost her calf and began to lament very pitifully. One moment he is with her, another moment she can't see anything, and then she can't find baby Krishna. It's very terrifying, right? Any mother would feel terrified. So now she's uncontrollably, she's just crying now. Uditam anu nisham yatatra gopyo
रुदितम्
तम् अनुनिशम्य तत्र
अनुनीतगुप्तो
गोपो
vrusham anutaptadiyo shupurnamukhyaha.
भृशम्
भृशम् अनुतप्तधियोष्णुपूर्णमुख्य
Rurudur anu palabhyanandasunum
रुरु
अनुपलभ्यनन्दसूनुः
अनुपल्लव्यनन्दसूनुम्
pavana uparatapam shuvarshaveke.
पवने
पवन
पारस्तपांशुवर्षभुगे
उपारतां
When the force of the dust storm and the wind subsided, Yashoda's friends, the other gopis, approached Mother Yashoda. Hearing her pitiful crying, not seeing Krishna present, they too felt very much aggrieved and joined Mother Yashoda in crying, the eyes full of tears. This attachment of the gopis to Krishna is wonderful and transcendental. The center of all the activities of the gopis was Krishna. When Krishna was there, they were happy, and when Krishna was not there, they were unhappy. Thus, when Mother Yashoda was lamenting Krishna's absence, the other ladies also began to cry. So we can see that not only Mother Yashoda is attached to Krishna, but all the other gopis also. They also hear crying, joining Yashoda Mai. They also crying, where did baby Krishna go? Where did Krishna go? Trinavarta Shantarayo
तृणावर्तशान्तरयो
Vatya Rupa Dharo Haran
वात्यारोपधरो हरन्
Krishnam Nabo Gato Gantum
कृष्णं नभो गतो गन्तुम्
Na Shaknod Bharabhrit.
नाक्षो भूरि
नाशोऽभूरिभारभृत्
Having assumed the form of a forceful whirlwind, the demon Trinavarta took Krishna very high in the sky. But when Krishna became heavier than the demon, The demon had to stop his force and could go no further. Here is a competition in yogic power between Krishna and Trinavartasur. By practicing mystic yoga, asuras generally attain some perfection in the 8 siddhis, or perfections, namely Anima, Laghima, Mahima, Prapti, Prakamya, Ishitva, Vashitva, and Kama Vasayita. But although a demon may acquire such powers to a very limited extent, he cannot compete with the mystic power of Krishna. For Krishna is Yogeshwar, the source of all mystic power. Yatra Yogeshwaro Hari. So demons have these mystic powers, right? And they're like how we saw Putana. Although she's a Rakshasi, she turned herself looking like a beautiful woman. Here, Trinavrat also, he has this mystic powers. So, but nobody can have mystic powers more than Krishna. Because why?
Because he's Yogeshwar. He's
Yeah,
the source of all mystic power.
that's right. Source of all mystic power. So whatever mystic powers anybody may have, they're all coming from Krishna. To little degrees, Krishna gives them how much ever power they deserve. No one can compete with Krishna. Sometimes, of course, having acquired a fragmental portion of Krishna's mystic power, asuras demonstrate their power to the foolish public and assert themselves to be God, not knowing that God is the supreme Yogeshwar. Here also we see that Trinavarta assumed the Mahima Siddhi and took Krishna away as if he were an ordinary child. But Krishna also became a mystic Mahima Siddha. When Mother Yashoda was carrying him, he became so heavy that his mother, who was usually accustomed to carry him, could not bear him and had to place him down on the ground. So becoming heavier than the heaviest, lighter than the lightest. So Krishna exhibited both. He became so heavy. And then he became as light as a leaf. Thus Trinavarta had been able to take Krishna away in the presence of Mother Yashoda. But when Krishna, high in the sky, assumed the Mahima Siddhi, the demon, unable to go further, was obliged to stop his force and come down according to Krishna's desire. One should not therefore compete with Krishna's mystic power. So again he became so heavy, that is Mahima Siddhi. So heavy that the demon could not go anymore. Prabhupada is saying one should not therefore compete with Krishna's mystic power. No, we shouldn't try to compete with Krishna. That, okay, who has more mystic power, Krishna or me? Certainly lose. Krishna will win. Devotees automatically have all mystic power, but they do not like to compete with Krishna. Instead, they fully surrender to Krishna, and the yogic power is demonstrated by Krishna's mercy. Devotees can show mystic yoga so powerful that the demon could not even dream of it, but they never try to demonstrate it for personal sense gratification. Whatever they do is for the service of the Lord, and therefore they are always in a position superior to that of the demons. So, Prabhupada is explaining that the devotees, although they don't try to get these powers, mystic powers, Krishna gives them. And the devotees don't use these mystic powers for their own sense gratification or fame or power. They're using it to serve Krishna. If, whatever they have, they just use to serve Krishna. There are many karmis, yogis, and jnanis who artificially try to compete with Krishna, and thus ordinary foolish people who do not care to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from authorities consider some rascal yogi to be Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. at the present moment. There are many so-called Babas who present themselves as incarnations of God by showing some insignificant mystic wonder, and foolish people regard them as God because of lacking knowledge of Krishna. So somebody may show some kind of mystic power, and then the people, because of knowledge, understanding, oh, this is just a mystic power. Mystic power doesn't mean somebody is God. Sorry, Krishna is God. So we need to hear from the devotees, because the devotees take away our ignorance and give us the real knowledge. Ham ashmanam manyamana
Tam
Tam
ashtanam
Atmanam
manyaman
Manyaman
atmano guru mattaya
atmano
Atmanam Guru Mattaya
gale grihita utsrashtum
gale
Gale
grihita
Grihita
tum
Ustrashtum
nashaknot adbhut arbhakam.
nashakrit adbhut
Adbhut
adbhatam.
Arvakam.
Because of Krishna's weight, Trinavarta considered him to be like a great mountain or a hunk of iron. But because Krishna had caught the demon's neck, the demon was unable to throw him off. He therefore thought of the child as wonderful, since he could neither bear the child nor cast aside the burden. Trinavarta intended to take Krishna up in the sky and kill him. But Krishna enjoyed the pastime of riding on Trinavarta's body and traveling for a while in the sky. Yeah. So Krishna is enjoying it. The children, like going up in a roller coaster, something like that. So thus Trinavarta's attempt to kill Krishna failed, while Krishna Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Vigraha enjoyed this pastime. Now since Trinavarta was falling because of Krishna's heaviness, he wanted to save himself by throwing Krishna off from his neck, but was unable to do so because Krishna held him very tightly. Consequently, this would be the last time for Trinavarta's yogic power. Now he was going to die by the arrangement of Krishna. So, what was happening?
Trinavarta was trying to get free because Krishna has holded him from his neck. So he was trying to get released, but Krishna did not let him go. Krishna holded him with quite tightly, very tightly. Krishna
Yeah,
holded him, and all his yoga powers were gone, like kind of last
yeah,
moment.
that's right. He cannot go he cannot fly now anymore because Krishna is so heavy now. He's falling down. He's falling down and he's trying to shake Krishna off. So he's trying to save himself. Krishna is holding him so tight that he's not able to let go of baby Krishna. Galagraha Galagrahana Nischeshto
Kala
Galagrahanan
Grahana
Chesto
Nishchesto
Daityo Nirgatalochanaha
Detyo Nirgatalochana
Lochanaha
Avyakta Ravo Nyapattat
Avyaktaravo
Avyaktaravonya Pattat
Saha Balo Vyasurraje.
Sahabalo
Sahabalovyasurati
With Krishna grasping him by the throat, Trinavarta choked, unable to make even a sound or even to move his hands and legs. His eyes popping out, the demon lost his life and fell, along with the little boy, down to the ground of Vraja. So, choked to death. Tam antarikshat patitam shilayam
तं अन्तरिक्षात् पतितं शिलायाम्
Vishirna sarvavayam kalaram. No, karalam.
Vishina sarvayavam karalam
Puram yatharudra sharena vittam.
Puram yatha rudrasharena vidham
Striyo rudatyo dadashu sametaha.
Striyo
स्त्रियो
datyo
दत्यो
dadshuhu
ददृक्षु
sametaha.
समेताः
While the gopis who had gathered were crying for Krishna, the demon fell from the sky onto a big slab of stone, his limbs dislocated, as if he had been pierced by the arrow of Lord Shiva, like Tripur Asur. In transcendental life, as soon as devotees of the Lord merge in lamentation, they immediately experience the Lord's transcendental activities and merge in transcendental bliss. Actually, such devotees are always in transcendental bliss, and such apparent calamities provide a further impetus for that bliss. So, the gopis were crying, and then in front of them, the demon has fallen on a stone. Limbs are dislocated, and Krishna is on him. And this is as if he had been pierced by the arrow of Lord Shiva, like Asur, Tripur Asur. So it seems there was a demon, Tripur Asur, who had been killed by Lord Shiva, Lord Shiva's arrows. So here, Prabhupada is explaining the devotees seemingly appear to be suffering, but these kind of situations is like, increasing the devotee's love for Krishna every moment. Spiritual life, the love keeps on increasing and increasing and increasing. So these situations, they act like kind of catalysts to increase the love. So outwardly we may think, oh, they're crying so much. Why is Krishna putting them under so much anxiety? But it's different than on the material platform, on material world, it's like really suffering. We get so anxiety, so much fear, and those are negative feelings. But here, the devotees, when they're having these feelings for Krishna, they're actually experiencing a bliss, transcendental bliss. Do you want to add anything? Share anything?
Just a question. So they are talking about the feeling of the gopis, right? Like, and they're
Yeah,
comparing it to pure devotees, like because they were really worried for Krishna.
yeah,
So, like,
that's right.
if they are in so much of distress for Krishna, they are worried so much for Krishna, then those feelings, right?
Yeah, those feelings are actually blissful.
Mm.
In the material world, those feelings would make us so like, it's like negative feelings, right?
Yeah.
Suffering, it would bring us
Yeah.
suffering. Right? The same thing if it's on the material platform, one mother loses a child and then she'll be
Mm.
suffering so much. But here, the Brajbasis are feeling more and more blissful by Krishna's such pastimes.
Mm.
And they're loving him more and more. And their bliss is increasing more and more. The happiness that they're feeling inside is growing by such pastimes. We say
So is
that the
it
feelings of separation in the material world is a cause of suffering, but on the transcendental platform, Vipralamba Seva is the highest. The devotees are feeling bliss. So same way. Sorry, you were saying something.
no? Earlier I read like, I mean, we read that Krishna, so he was playing the part, I mean, the transcendental, that bliss, he's known as Ananda Chinmaya,
Rasa
Chinmaya
Vigraha.
Vigraha.
Mm,
So he is that, right?
yeah.
Krishna,
Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Vigraha. This is Krishna.
Krishna Ananda Chinmaya. Yeah, just trying to understand. So he is that, right?
Yes.
Or he's playing
Krishna
the
is
part.
Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Vigraha.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Transcendental nature of Krishna, spiritual body of bliss and knowledge, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, and a complete perfected form, Vigraha. It's coming
hmm.
from the Brahma Samhita, that Krishna's body is spiritual and that he's full of knowledge and bliss. Like how we say Satchid Ananda,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Satchid
yeah.
Ananda. So this is Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Vigraha. This coming
The
from Brahma
bliss.
Samhita is same.
Mm.
Bliss, spiritual body full of bliss and knowledge. Okay, Trinavrat. What does Trinavrat? Now Trinavrat is dead. So false pride that comes from material scholarship and then leads to development of bogus or atheistic philosophies. So one who is just getting knowledge for the sake of getting knowledge, not for devotion. And with that knowledge, just to be known as a scholar and becomes proud. And in that pride, we may just say our own philosophies, with some knowledge. It happens a lot. Some people have some knowledge, and then with that, they may just make up their own philosophies. So, Trinavrat. So, we can pray to Krishna to help us take away this false pride from our heart. Is that okay?
So Shilpa ji, like we saw that how it is related to all of them. So how it is related to Trinabrat, the false
The
pride?
false pride. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Putana, okay, duplicious,
Yeah, because it
Shakatasvar,
makes sense to
false
remember.
vanity. Yeah. So false
Sakataki represents laziness. So,
Yeah,
laziness. Yeah, he was like a
because
ghostly
he was like
body.
lazy,
And,
right? He
huh?
represented that because he was
That's
lazy.
right. That's right. And then Trinavart. That's exactly when I was saying, thinking, how does it represent false pride from mundane scholarship? False pride from mundane scholarship, in a way, we could think, I don't know now, but we could say that because he had mystic power, he
Hmm.
became proud to compete with Krishna with his mystic power.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And,
yeah. Got the point. Yes.
you know,
Because the mystic power should not be used for the self gratification and for the self, because it should be used in the service of Krishna, right?
yeah. So
Knowledge
knowledge
that is also
also,
related.
hmm,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
knowledge also, if we have knowledge, that is for us to revive our love for Krishna, not to become a scholar.
Hmm.
Because there's no use of such a knowledge if you're going to study the scriptures just for the sake of studying to be called as
Hmm.
a scholar.
Mhm.
But the point is to revive our love for Krishna. Well, this is how I see it, but if you all
No,
have
it,
any
it should
other
be like
way,
that.
let's see if there's something more. Okay, here there is. Okay. uh The whirlwind nature of the demon symbolizes how mundane, prideful arguments and philosophies can sweep a person away from true devotion. The demon is associated with the arrogance of a puffed up intellectual who believes their own reasoning is superior to scriptural authority and division. A devotee must humbly petition Lord Krishna for the strength to cast out such unfavorable tendencies and pride, allowing the heart to become purified. So, yeah, so how here Trinavrat, he was showing his mystic power competing with Krishna, right? So when we are studying scriptures, we may just get carried away with the knowledge and just become argumentative instead, make up our own philosophies and not actually understand, oh, this knowledge is for to revive my relationship with Krishna. It may happen. We may just think that, oh, I have so much knowledge. I have read this book and I've studied this book, but not understanding what is the reason of studying all these books is to love Krishna. Is that okay?
Yeah, makes sense.
Mm. Okay. We'll stop here.
Yeah.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.